Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today for Tuesdays with Tom. My name is Hamp. I'm a business coach with Advocoach of Michigan, and today I'm joining you on location in Atlanta at our Advocoach annual conference. We do this once a year, and where we are able to recharge our batteries, learn from other coaches, do some case studies, and really get better as coaches as we come together as a group, and then be able to go back into our own different territories to get better, to be able to coach you better. So what are we doing here today? This is Facebook Live. This is a live session called Tuesdays with Tom. Thanks for joining us today. Now today you'll notice a little bit something different is I didn't bring my Facebook Live production crew. They're back at home, but I do want to give them a plug. They've been with me for a little while. They're called Cold Box Live, and if you want anybody to help you look good on a Facebook Live session, make sure you contact Cold Box Live, as they do an outstanding job of making me look good. They have different fly-ins and templates and things that they do to really make your Facebook Live broadcast special. So once again, thanks for watching and listening today. You can participate a couple different ways. First and foremost, you can ask questions. If you're seeing us live, certainly ask questions in the comment box, and we'll try to get to those through the broadcast. If you're watching us after it's been recorded, certainly put your questions in the comment box, and we'll try to get back to you within 24 hours. The second way you can participate is really share this broadcast with others that you feel need to know some of this information. People that own businesses, people that are in business, love to be able to share with them some of the concepts that we're talking today. And then the last but not least, almost everything that we talked about today and over the last few weeks are from a book called The Leadership Challenge by James Kouzes and Barry Posner. It's in its 6th edition, and they do a great job with the research that they've done and really pointing out what truly makes a good leader and things that you can practice. So a quick review of the 5 practices of exemplary leadership: model the way, inspire a shared vision, challenge the process. One we'll talk about today called enable others to act, and then number 5, encourage the heart. So what we hope that you take with you after watching today's broadcast is really spending time with some of your constituents and find out what makes them tick. You want to listen, and listen some more. Provide people opportunities to make choices about how they do their work and serve customers. And then last but not least, ask questions, stop giving answers. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So let's move on to enable others to act. Really, first and foremost, when we're talking about this particular exemplary practice, is that we want to foster collaboration. We want to create that climate of trust, and trust is a big word. So we need to determine what the group needs to do their work and build a team around a common purpose and with mutual respect. So we're going to be talking a lot today about the word trust and how it impacts your organization. So trust is the central issue of human relationships. Without trust, there is no relationship, or it's not a good relationship. So without trust, you cannot lead. So you cannot get people to believe in you and to follow you and in each other if trust is not present. So we'll talk again and again about that today. So how do we invest in trust? Well, studies demonstrate that that trust strongly predicts personal, team, and organizational performance. So if trust is there, you have a chance to succeed and succeed rather well. People who are more trusting are more likely to be happy and psychologically adjusted. So again, trust, key point here. And then people perceived as trusting are sought out as friends, more frequently listened to, and more influential. So as you can already tell, trust is a key point here in how do we really help enable others to act. So how do we first start to instill trust in those teams, in those organizations around us, that type of thing? So first and foremost, we need to be the first to trust. So to earn someone trust, you have to be able to give them your own. So I know there's probably a lot of people out there that have this thought, and that it's that I don't trust anybody, or you need to earn trust. Well, I'm telling you, in an organization, if you happen to be a key cog in that organization, or even if you don't, you want to make sure that you be the first to trust and trust first, and then you'll see amazing things happen. So that's one of the first things you want to do, is be the first to trust. Show concern for others, put others' interests ahead of your own. I think the old saying goes, people don't care until they know people don't care until they know you care. So we want to make sure that people understand that you are truly concerned, not fake about it, but truly concerned for their needs. Share knowledge information. I know a lot of times we think that by holding information, that's the best way to not expose a lot of issues. Well, certainly in the Leadership Challenge, they talk about to show competence by sharing what you know and encouraging others to do the same is a really good thing. It actually shows that you're competent by sharing this information. So don't hide or hold things close to the vest. And of course, there's always exceptions as far as truly sensitive information. But again, share knowledge and information with those people around you. You certainly help the trust quotient go really high. Facilitate relationships, meet face to face, improve communication. Today's day and age, we are doing a lot with technology, where we do a lot of email, texting, that type of thing. We tend to get away from that face-to-face meeting. So if you can, bring that back. Do the face-to-face meeting. A couple of people joined us today. Bill Michaels here with us. Thanks, Bill. Jay Burnham joined us and says hello. Thanks a lot for joining us, Jay. We appreciate your presence today on the broadcast. So the face-to-face will help improve communication, and it helps incrementally build that trust because they know you're sitting in front of them as opposed to just sending out emails and texts. Develop cooperative goals and roles. Create a positive experience when we work together. We want to make sure that these teams perform and have successes. A lot of times that team concept can get difficult. So we want to try to put together some positive work experience with our teams. Structure projects to promote joint effort. So people are more likely to cooperate if the payoff is greater when they work with a team than if they're not working with a team. So structure some of the tasks, the things, the projects in your organization that teams can work together, but also the payoff is much larger. And then encourage face-to-face and durable interactions with your constituents. So regardless of the distance, to cultivate and to collaborate, you can use some of the technology such as Skype and those types of things. But again, trust, you really want to help with the trust factor and make sure that you're facilitating good relationships, get people to continue to talk face-to-face, and maybe step away from a little bit more from the technology because of its convenience. So how do we do this? How do we continue to strengthen others in our organization to help with that trust factor? So we want to enhance self-determination, give away power to your constituents and empower them. That means, a lot of times we think that we're in a leadership position, that's a lot of power. But if you're real, if you can act and relay that you're just a person just like anybody else, that trust factor goes way up. And certainly empower your constituents to do good things in your place. Look for opportunities to add to the company's mission and some of the things that you're trying to accomplish. We want to make sure that we provide choices. A question would be, how do you feel when you're at work and have no choices? Does it feel like a trap? Or you feel like it's just a job? But think about those situations when you do have choices. You can make good decisions about what you do at work and actually contribute to the bottom line, feel like you are contributing. The trust quotient goes way up because you feel that people are trusting your judgment and your decision-making power. So we want to provide choices. How do we do that? Well, we structure jobs to offer latitude. People want to feel in control of their own work lives, so structure jobs that you can give people some freedom of decisions, certainly obviously up to a certain point, but make sure that they have some latitude in their position. And then also foster accountability, and this is sometimes a tricky one, but a quick scenario. So when you rent a car, do you necessarily wash it before you bring it back to the rental car place? And there are exceptions out there, but most people don't. Why? Because it's not yours. It's not a piece of you. It's not something that you own. But if I was to ask the question, do you wash your own car? Some people probably do that on a regular basis. Why? Because you want it to look good. That's something that you own, that you take pride in. So again, same thing when you're talking about your employees and constituents, is that you want to foster some type of accountability, give them some ownership of some of the things that they're doing that directly impacts not only the bottom line of the company, but they have some bottom line responsibility to that particular task or project. We certainly want to develop some competence and confidence. It's essential to delivering on organization's promise to make sure that they do have something that they contribute to the bottom line. We want to educate and share information. When you increase the latitude that we talked about a couple of points ago, we want to make sure that you need to increase the training and the development, because they may get into some situations that they're not necessarily equipped for or have the skill level yet. So we know by increasing that latitude that we will have to increase our training and development process on that. Organize work to build competence and ownership. Intentionally organize assignments so that people feel their work is relevant. So it's key here is to make sure that they get some worth from the work they're doing. Foster self-confidence. This could be difficult for some people. That is, you want to build people's belief in themselves. So it's up to you to kind of be that cheerleader, to be that person that kind of pumps them up, gives them, you know, and it needs to be authentic, needs to give them positive feedback, give them compliments, tell them that they've done a good job, that they've worked hard and they've succeeded because of that hard work. And then bottom line is that you're also a coach. You have to provide constructive feedback, maybe in performance evaluations or performance evaluations, but also maybe you meet on a more frequent basis, ask the questions and do some active teaching to help them grow with their skill level, and so they'll feel a lot more positive as well. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what enable others to act. In 2 weeks with Tuesdays with Tom, we'll discuss the next practice of exemplary leadership called Encourage the Heart. Love for you to join us and that's in 2 weeks. Recap of our discussion today, we've talked about enable others to act. We want to make sure that you're spending time with your constituents to find out what makes them tick, what makes them operate. We want you to remember to listen, and then listen some more. We want you to remember to provide people opportunities to make choices about how they do their work and serve customers. Give them some latitude. We want you to ask questions and stop giving them all the answers. Let them try to figure it out, give them some guidance, help them stay in their lane, but also let them grow in their skills and some of their personal, interpersonal traits. So thank you for joining us. Once again, my name's Tom Hamp. I'm a business coach and advocate coach of Mid-Michigan. This was a Facebook Live video called Tuesdays with Tom, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.